Hi students, welcome to this session, and this is the continuation of the previous session of Introduction to Computers Part 1. So in this session we are going to learn computer input and output devices. What are the input devices and what are the output devices we are going to learn? You are going to learn from this session. So what is input and what is output? What we are giving, input may be any information or data, that is what input. What we are giving to the computer, that is what input, and what we are getting from the computer, that is what known as output. But without any devices we are not able to give any input, and without any devices we are not able to get output from the computer. So first one, input. What is input? Input is any data or instruction that is entered into the computer memory. Input devices are the hardware components. Input devices is nothing but that is just like it is a hardware devices. With the help of the devices only we are going to enter the data into the computer. And next one is output. So output, it is nothing but it is a result of input. What we are giving, that would be processed by the computer in its memory, and after that it gives as result to the user. So output can be classified on screen, nothing but it is through monitor, and next one is printed out through printer. Next one is in the form of graphics, it may be any video or audio, whatever it may be. That is what these are all the output forms of computer. Okay, so next one, input devices and the output devices. So the left side I have given input devices, the right side I have given output devices. Keyboard, mouse, scanner, joystick, microphone, digital camera, Kia, touchscreen, retinal scanner, barcode or QR code reader, OCR, OMR, light pen. These are all comes under input devices. And next one is output devices. Monitor, plotter, printer, speaker, projectors, multimedia, projectors. And these are all comes under output devices. So next one we are going to see one by one from input devices as well as output devices. The first one is keyboard. Yes, one of the most commonly used input device in the world is called keyboard. And with the help of the keyboard we can give input to the computer. It may be number, it may be characters, whatever it may be. Okay, so the individual keys for letters, it has the the keyboard has individual keys for letters, numbers as well as special characters are collectively known as character keys. Apart from these, it has navigational keys are nothing but the arrow keys are known as navigational keys. GUI keys, graphical user interface keys, and lock keys also are there. Lock is nothing but in the external keyboard in the PC keyboard. If you watched ever, you can notice numlock keys, capital lock keys, caps lock keys. These are all the keys we can find in keyboard. And next one is mouse. It will be wired mouse or wireless mouse. Wired mouse or wireless mouse. And mouse is a pointing device which is used to point an icon, and which is used to open the icon. And it has three buttons. Commonly a mouse has three buttons. One is right click, another one is left click, and the third one is scroll button. And if you want to open any icon, you have to double click on the left mouse button on any icon which one you want to open. And if you press right button of that mouse, a pop-up will be opened, and from the pop-up menu, what option you want, you can select from the number of options. That is what the use of right mouse button. Okay, so with the help of the mouse we can do some actions. One is move, another one is, we can move an icon from one place to another place within the monitor. So next one is click. Click is nothing but single click. Next one is double click, right click, drag and drop. Drag means from one place to changing the position of an icon from one place to another place. That is what drag and drop. So next one is types of mouse. Types of mouse falls in three categories. One is mechanical mouse, second one is optical mouse, third one is laser mouse. The first one, mechanical mouse, a small ball is located under the mouse which is used to move the mouse pointer around the monitor. That is what the use of the small ball. Without any pad, we are not able to move the ball mouse, because if you use the ball mouse without any pad, it will stuck. That is the position of that mouse. So next one is, when the mouse is moved, the ball rolls. When you started to use the mouse, the ball rolls on the pad. The next one is, this movement of ball is converted into signals and sent to the computer. After moving the mouse, the ball rolls, and at that time signal is going to be converted and sent into the computer. And who develops this mechanical mouse? Telefunken company, in the year 1968, 10th 10th month and second date. That is what developed and introduced date. And next one is optical mouse. Optical mouse uses the measures and motion and acceleration of pointer. So it measures the motion is nothing but movement of the mouse. That is what the use of optical mouse. It uses light source. What they have used in mechanical mouse, ball they have used to move around the monitor. In this type of mouse, in optical mouse, they are using, still we are using optical mouse. So in optical mouse they are using light source instead of ball to measure or judge the motion of pointer. And next one is, optical mouse has three buttons: right click, left click and scroll button. And next one, optical mouse is less sensitive towards surface. It doesn't work with hard surface. If the surface is very hard, the mouse pointer will not move from or around the monitor. And next one is, developed and introduced date. In 1988, Richard Leon, Steve Krish independently invented different versions of optical mouse. These two persons jointly together and introduced the optical mouse. Next one is laser mouse, and it is also used to measure the motion and acceleration of pointer. Laser mouse uses laser light instead of a normal light, what they have used in optical mouse. Laser mouse is highly sensitive, and it will work with any hard surface. And if the surface is hard, it will work, whatever it is, it will work in any hard surface. So next one is scanner. Scanners are used to enter the information directly into the computer's memory, and what you are going to scan with the help of the scanner, that would be shown in the monitor. The scanner converts any type of printed or written information, including photographs, into a digital format, which can be manipulated by the computer. It can be convert any type of printed or written or digital information, including photographs, in a digital format, which can be manipulated by the computer. So next one is fingerprint scanner. You can watch while taking Aadhaar card, and they used to get the finger points of yours. That is what the use of fingerprinter. And it can recognize our fingerprints. What is the fingerprint of our hands, that would be taken by this fingerprint scanner. And next one is trackball. Trackball is very similar to mouse, but in this trackball the button has to be located above the mouse. In the mechanical mouse, we have seen the ball is located under the mouse, but in this trackball the ball is located above the mouse, and we can move the ball directly with our hands, with our fingers. That is what the use of trackball, while the device itself remains stationary. The user spins the ball. We can spin the ball in various positions and various directions to navigate the screen movements. So next one is retinal scanner, and The retinal scanner, which is used to scan our blood vessels, blood movement. Nowadays, people are using to determine the body temperature of corona pandemic started being started in the world. And next one is light pen. We can, it is also just like as a normal pen, but in the tip of the pen it has a small light. With the help of the light we can write as a, in a soft in a surface. After writing the surface, what you have writing on that particular surface, that would be shown in the monitor. And with the help of the light pen you can draw into the screen directly, but this becomes hard to use and is also not accurate because we can't use the light pen very accurate because we can't see what we have writing, what we have drawing. In that case we can't use this pen, light pen accurately. And next one is optical character reader, and this is a device which detects character printed or written on a paper with the OCR. OCR is a device which is used to recognize the characters printed or written in a paper with the help of the OCR machine. A user can scan a page from a book. The computer will recognize the characters in page as letters and punctuation marks and stores. The scanned document can be editing using a word processor. After scanning a paper or page from a book with the help of the OCR machine, you can edit with any word processor, which means we can edit with MS Word or Word document, and uh, some other word processor softwares are there. And next one is barcode QR code reader. Barcode is a pattern printed in lines different thickness, because if you, and I hope you can watch, you have watched this pattern of barcode. And what is the structure of or what is the use of barcode in any product? And if you have scanned any barcode of any product, that will gives the information about that particular product, when the product was invented, when the product was comes to the market, these particular informations and what are the ingredients are there in that product, that these particular informations will be there in the barcode reader. After scanning the barcode reader, you can get this information from that barcode reader. Next one is QR, quick response code. The QR code is the two-dimension barcode which can be read by a camera and processed to interpret the image, and it can interpret the image from from the QR code. And next one is voice input systems. Voice input system, it is nothing but it is just like a microphone. With the help of the microphone we can record our voice with any special software. Some special softwares are there to record our voice. With the help of the software as well as the voice input system, which means the microphone, we can record our voice and we can recognize and we can hear our voice after recording the voice. And next one is digital camera. It captures images, videos directly into the memory. It uses CCD, charge coupled device, electronic chip. When light falls on the chip through the lens, it converts light rays into digital format. And next one is touch screen, and it is very familiar to 2K kids as well as 90s kids, and moreover it is very familiar to 2K kids. And touch screen, it is a display, and instead of mouse now we are using touch screen. This is literally it is alternative to mouse, because you can see the touch screen while using ATM and mobile phones, whatever it is, and it is a GUI navigating technology. And The touchscreens are used on a wide variety of devices such as computers, laptops, monitors, mobile phones, smartphones, whatever it is. And with the help of the touchscreen, you can touch a particular device or particular icon on the device, icon on the monitor, and you can open that particular icon. And this is what the use of touchscreen. So next one is Kia. Kia, it is just like a keyboard, but it doesn't have too much keys as like a keyboard. It has 4 or 50 keys, and the keys are arranged in a cluster. It is nothing but a bunch. The keys are arranged in a cluster, and it doesn't have any board, and we have to use this uh, key, this device by our hands, and it doesn't have any board, but the keys are arranged in a cluster. So next one is output device. So output device is the first output device, is most important output device, most widely used output device is monitor, and we can classify the monitor into many types. One is monochrome, another one is LCD, the third one is LED. But nowadays wherever you go, the people are using LCD or LED monitor only, and it is look like a TV, and we can see any picture, we can see any video through monitor, and these picture elements are called pixels. So each and every small tiny dots are combined together, and it shows an image or it shows videos. That is what the use of monitor. So to use the monitor or else to watch the things through monitor, we need a adapter called VGA, video graphics adapter. It would be connected, video graphics array or video graphics adapter, it would be connected from, CPU to monitor. Then only we can watch the things. It may be image or it may be video, whatever it is, with the help of monitor. And there are many types of monitors are available. First one is CRT, cathode ray tube, which means monochrome, black and white, and after that LCD, liquid crystal display, and the third one is LED, light emitting diode. And with this, monitor is over. The first computer monitor was part of Xerox Alto Computer System, and this is the company which introduced released first monitor in the computer world on March 1, 1973. And next one is plotter. Plotter is an output device which is used to take flex boards. And if you watch any educational institutions or any other purpose, the people used to post fluxboard, and that would be taken from this plotter alone. And next one is printers. Printers can be classified into two types. One is impact printer and next one is non-impact printers. First one, impact printers. These printer prints with the striking of hammers or pins on ribbon. A small ribbon will be there, and with the ribbon, uh, in this printer have some striking hammers. Striking hammers means a small hammers will be there after giving the print, and it will start to strike the hammers on a ribbon. And after that, the ribbon, after the ribbon, A4 sheet will be there. In that A4 sheet will be in that A4 sheet, what we have given as a printout format, that will be printed on that paper. And in the impact printers, we can classify two types. One is dot matrix printers and one is line matrix printer. First one, dot matrix printers. Dot matrix printer that prints using fixed number of pins or wires. It has fixed numbers of wires and or pins. Each dot is produced by a tiny metal rod. This dot matrix printer has a small rod inside it. While giving the printout, the rod will be work to print the letters. So, and this one is also called, the tiny metal rod is also called wire or pin, which works by power or tiny electromagnet solenoid, either directly or through set of small levers. and this dot matrix printer has some levers inside it, and with the help of the levers only it working to print the letters or informations on the paper. And the printing speed of this printer varies from 30 to 1550 cps characters per second. It can print 30 characters, from 30 characters to 1550 characters. Next one is dot matrix printers, and it is also use a fixed print head of printing. Basically it prints a page wide lines of dots, but it builds off lines of text by printing lines of dots, and it will work with line by line. And comparatively the speed of this line matrix printer is high than dot matrix printer. So, and it can print 1000 lines per minute, but it is not possible. But in your book they have given, for exam point of view, you must know these things, but it is not true. And next one is non-impact printers. Non-impact printers do not use striking method. It uses light, I mean, it uses electrostatic or laser technology. Quality and speed of this laser, I mean, non-impact printers are relatively high than impact printers, and the quality is also better than impact printers. And in non-impact printers, two different types of printers are there. One is laser printer, another one is inkjet printer. Inkjet printer is what getting the printing format as in color. Laser printer gives the printing format in black and white. So laser printer mostly work with a similar technology by photocopiers. It makes a laser beam scan back. It uses a laser beam, just like a laser light beam, and what we are giving under the surface, that would be taken as the digital format inside it, and finally it gives as an output. And the available resolution range around 1000 to 200 dpi, and approximately it can print 100 pages per minute. It can print 100 pages per minute. That is also not possible, because per minute we can get at least 20 to 50 pages, but 100 pages are not possible. And next one is inkjet printer. Inkjet printer is use color cartridges to get the printer as in color. With the help of the inkjet printers we can get photos also. And the speed of the inkjet printers generally from 1 to 20 ppm page per minute. If you have given the color depth very high, you can get one page from 1 minute. If the color depth is very low, we can get 20 pages per minute. This is what the use of inkjet printer. So next one is speakers. With the help of the speakers, you know very well what we can get: sound or digital audio, whatever it is. We can hear songs, we can hear any dialogue. That is what the use of speakers. Speaker produce voice output. Using speaker along with speech synthesize software, the computer can provide voice output. To get the voice as an output, we need synthesize software. Synthesize it is nothing but it is an identify software, but it doesn't need uh, but we need to install audio capturing software in our computer to hear the sound. That is what synthesizing software they are telling here. And next one is, this has become very common in places like airlines, schools, bank, railway systems, and etc. And the speaker comes very common device in schools, airlines, railway stations, and etc. and other more places. And next one is multimedia projector. Multimedia projectors are used to produce computer output on a big screen. With the help of the multimedia projector, we can see the monitor. We can see the computer monitor on a big screen. After that, we can easily identify the items because of the monitor or the screen is too big. So next one is booting of computer. Here the main component is in booting, the main component is going to be operating system. Operating system makes the computer to function, and when the computer is switched on, there is nothing in its RAM, but at the same time in ROM the pre-written program called post power on self test, which means the computer takes a self test by itself, takes a self test by itself. That is what known as here post power on self test. While switch on the computer, it gets the power on self test. It gives a self checkup whether all the things are okay. I mean, RAM, hard disk, and the other hardware components are okay, uh, working properly or not. That is what the function of power on self test. And next one is this program checks the devices. I mean, the power on self test program checks the devices of the computer connected. What are the things connected to the computer? It may be keyboard, mouse, processor, smps, and motherboard, and other devices like ROM, RAM, whatever it is. It will check these all devices working properly or not. That is what the work of power on self test. If these devices are ready, then BIOS, basic input output system, gets executed. This process is called booting. At the moment, if any failure, hardware failure happens while checking, while taking post test, it doesn't work. The computer doesn't work. And at the time, it gives an error message. The operating system is not properly opened, or your RAM is failure. Suppose if your RAM is failure, it gives continuous beep sound, and if it gives a continuous beep sound, we have to remove the RAM and we have to clear the RAM, and after that we have to fix it again into the motherboard. And but suppose if these devices are ready, there is no fault in these devices, and suddenly BIOS happen. This is what known as booting. Thereafter, program called bootstrap loader transfers OS from hard disk into main memory. So main memory, it is nothing but RAM, and but the OS is located in C colon of hard drive. After BIOS happened, the BIOS transferred the loaded OS from hard disk to RAM, and after that we can work with the computer. So next one is booting. We can classify the booting into two types. One is cold booting or hard booting. The second one is warm booting or soft booting. Cold booting, it is nothing but if you if you switch on the system, start the system from initial stage itself. If you switch on the system for the first time, or entirely shut downing after, if you are switch on in the system, means that is what known as here cold booting or hard booting. And next one is warm booting. When the system restarts or when reset button is pressed, two buttons are there in CPU. One is switch on button, another one is restart button. If reset button, if you restart the system or if you press the reset button on the CPU, that would be known as warm booting or soft booting. The system does not start from the initial stage, and also diagnostic test need not be carried out in this case. It doesn't start from the initial stage itself, and it doesn't have any diagnostic stage also while warm booting or soft booting happens. So with this, the first lesson is going to be over. The second lesson is number system, and we can see that in this next session. I hope you can understand these concepts very well and clearly, and if you have any doubts, we can we can solve the doubts through any mode. Thank you.